Hey everybody, Maddox here and welcome back to the Poke Historian. Today I wanted to do another market chat with y'all because as we know things are crazy out there with a lot of these cards, and particularly I wanted to focus on the topic of when exactly is the best time to buy Pokemon cards. Because we all know right now the market is booming and cards are just going wild. They go way up, they go way down, they go flat. It's very hard to keep track of and it's very hard to know exactly when you should be buying these cards. So I feel this is a pretty important topic I'd discuss with you all. And with that, let's get into it. And I think the most important thing to address is probably how much the market is, for lack of a better word, manipulated these days. And a lot of this became very prevalent during the COVID boom back around 2020, 2021. And a lot of people lost their jobs and were into collecting Pokemon cards again. So there was a lot of popularity with this particular hobby, which brought in a lot of other people to the hobby too, who saw opportunities to make money, particularly people that were investing in crypto and people that played the Wall Street bets types of games where they'd go on and try and buy out stocks and things like that. A lot of these type of people moved into the hobby because they saw the popularity and they saw an opportunity to make money. So what they figured out they could do is that they could go on websites like TCG Player, is probably the prime one, target a particular Pokemon card, buy out all the copies of it, which would then cause the price to go up because there'd be no copies left at the previous price. And then people would see that, it would create FOMO or fear of missing out, and then it would cause genuine collectors to come in there and buy even more copies of the card. And this process would rinse and repeat until a card inevitably came crashing down, at least to some level. We saw it time and time again during that particular period. And then what really helped with that as well was TCG Player started putting these graphs for each particular Pokemon card that would show you how it's been doing as far as price goes over the course of, say, 3 months, 6 months. It would even go back to a year, and of course we still have that today. And that would also increase FOMO for particular cards because when these particular individuals would target a card and buy it out, the graph would start going up parabolically. And that would panic a lot of people because it's naturally ingrained in our brains to want to buy what other people are buying, and with the fear that we might not be able to get it again. So that graph really kind of was a game changer, believe it or not. And it still is prevalent today and causes FOMO among people. And then a little bit of this died out with the end of the COVID boom, and then it never really fully went away though. And it became a game that people were still playing a little bit, and of course now they're playing it a lot. And it's a game that you, as the collector, particularly need to be careful of. So how can you tell when a Pokemon card is being manipulated? Well, there's a couple things you want to watch out for. The first thing, if you go on TCG Player and you see that a lot more copies of the card have been selling over the last couple days versus, say, how many of copies have been selling like over the last couple months or even a year, that tells you that for some reason everyone has decided that this card is very popular, and that's always a suspect thing to watch out for. Whenever there's a lot of copies being sold at one time, there is a good chance that it is being targeted. So that's the first thing. And then the second thing is, again, you want to look out for that graph. If you see on the graph that the card is just skyrocketing in value like this, that means that you're seeing some unhealthy growth there. That's typically not a sustainable growth pattern. And when you see that, there is a good chance that the card comes crashing back down. So what's a good example of this? The best example I can think of was the alternate art Sword and Shield Pokemon card market boom that happened last spring. All of a sudden, everyone decided they wanted to buy out all the alternate arts, and you just saw these cards go parabolic. It caused real collectors and other people to get some FOMO going on, and they went in there and they started buying all the cards too because they were afraid they might never be able to get these cards again at the previous prices. And then at the end of the boom, people started cashing out and the cards came way back down, most of them to where they were before the boom even started. Now, to be fair, a lot of those cards have gone up since then. A lot of those cards have even, at this current boom, have eclipsed their previous highs. But for that time, though, they did come crashing pretty much all the way back down, most of them. So you got to watch out for that. So when's the best time to buy? In my opinion, the best time to buy is when a card is doing absolutely nothing. If it's just stable, it's flat, or it's just going up a little bit or going down a little bit, just wavering back and forth. If it's a card you like, that is the time to pick it up. You don't want to be picking it up when everybody else is picking it up. And I know that's boring, it's not exciting, it goes against your instincts, and you're thinking, well, why do I want this card if nobody else is really interested in it? If it's not the hot thing, why would I want it? And that's when you have to turn internally to yourself and be like, okay, I have to want this card because I like it a lot. I like this Pokemon, I like the art, I like the set. Like, this is something that internally I want. I'm not really concerned about what other people want. Like, the masses don't dictate to me what I like. And that type of thinking will do you good in a lot of different aspects in life. So I would always encourage you to go after the cards during that time and always seek what you actually want. Another time that's also good to buy Pokemon cards, not quite as good as when it's just stagnant, is to buy it when you can look back on TCG Player or any type of sales charts and see that the Pokemon card has been going up in value at a very steady rate, but not parabolically. It's been going up over the last few months. It's just a steady increase. That means that more likely than not, there is actually some genuine interest in that card, which means that although it's going up because it's organically demanded by the collectors and the people that are interested in the game. And that signals that it is a healthier card to pick up, and you are less likely to lose your shirt on it. So those are some things to watch out for. It's a very tricky market out there right now, and you just got to be careful. But if you go out there and you always chase the cards that you actually genuinely want for your collection, the cards that you actually like, you'll find that more times than not, those feelings will not lead you astray. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Subscribe or like the video if you want or something.